Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where we cover all things real estate in the DC area. In this video, we're going to be going over the summer housing market update for the DC area, as well as national news in regards to the real estate market and what it means for us locally, and whether or not the DC housing market is doomed. Now, what areas do we cover specifically? Obviously, Washington, DC, Montgomery County, Maryland, and in Northern Virginia. They are Alexandria City, Arlington County, Fairfax City, Fairfax County, and Falls Church City. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get started. All right, kicking off the end of the summer market, first thing we're going to go over is this Washington Business Journal article that shows that in terms of deed transfer taxes in DC, it is down 50% year over year. So what they've sold this year versus what they sold last year, the tax they collected is 50% less. Now, that is not all the commercial sector that has its own issues. In terms of residential, though, it is down 2,600 transactions year to date. So that's about 325 a month. It is shy year over year. Now, when we look at summer, though, summer wasn't that bad compared to summer last year. It's down about 20% in terms of closed deals. So it's not that far off, but the volume overall throughout the entire year is down. Now, so do I think the DC housing market is doomed? Right, you can see that there's a lot of active listings on the market compared to last year. It's about 60% more over the summer of this year versus summer of last year. No, I don't think the DC housing market is doomed. I think it's a normalizing market. I think, since COVID, everything's been kind of funky in this area. DC, it was the most impacted, and then Montgomery County and Northern Virginia as you space out, and it is the last to recover. There's certain neighborhoods that are still not recovered. I mean, you look at downtown, it's wrecked with the office situation, and you've got other areas closer to that where the inventory is still tight in some spots and loose in others. So no, I do not think the DC housing market is doomed. I do think it's an interesting fact that the tax revenue is down 50% year over year, but I don't see that as a sign to not invest in DC or DC housing collapse is imminent in any way, shape, or form. All right, and looking at a national picture and how that affects DC, Housing Wire is stating that this is the lowest mortgage demand since 1996, and the mortgage market is stuck close to 7 and right now above 7% nationally. Now, how is that affecting our area here in DC? You can see that the time on market for closed deals is about 12 weeks in DC, and it's about 6 weeks each in Montgomery County and in Northern Virginia. So very much a strong seller's market here. Now, that's not always the case, right? Properties that don't sell in the first 30 days typically go for between 90 and 95% of their list price, where the ones that do go quickly, they're going between 97% and 100% with few concessions. Now, we are seeing some here and there, but by and large, it is very much still a seller's market all across the DC area. Hey guys, if you're getting any value out of this video, do me a favor, hit the like button or even consider subscribing so you can be the first to know about the current market in DC. All right, now looking at interest rates, which is super exciting for everyone I know, you can see year to date started closer to 6% and now is above 7% all across the board nationally. And when we look at predictions moving forward, what does that mean for everyone? Barbara Corcoran, according to Yahoo, states that if the rates come down, things are going to go up significantly in this area. Now, do I think she's biased? 100% she's biased. She's always going to be biased when it comes to real estate. She has a namesake of Corcoran. She sold that business. She's very much a real estate baron, but I do not think she's wrong. She may be biased, but I don't think she's wrong. If you look at these two very exciting charts with me here on screen, one of those is the interest rates nationally, and the other one is the median price points across all properties in DC, Montgomery County, and Northern Virginia. So that's condos, townhouses, single-family homes, all those rolled in together. And you can see with interest rates starting where they are and how they've raised throughout the year, and if you look at the median price points across the board in all three jurisdictions, you will see that they all end up higher right now than they did at the beginning of the year, despite the increase of interest rates. So interest rates going up are not driving the median price point down across the board here. Yes, there are submarkets here. Some are more active than others, but across the board, housing has gone up here throughout the year, and this is fact, not emotion. So do I think when interest rates come down, if they do, will housing go up? Yes, that's the data I have in front of me that you're looking at as well, sourced by Bright MLS, our local multiple listing service here. So that is the data we have at hand, and so I would agree with Barbara Corcoran, despite her bias, that yes, housing will go up. How high? Nobody really knows, but it will go up, in my opinion, as interest rates come down. Now, who are the high interest rates affecting the most? In my opinion, obviously people who need financing to purchase real estate. And as biased as I am in terms of helping people buy, sell, and invest real estate, it is not always the best decision for someone at certain points. I've had clients recently that when I advise them, it actually didn't make sense for them to buy right now. It made sense for them to rent in the short term. Now, there are, if you can see here on screen, significant increases in cash transactions across the region. Our investor index, you can see that in Montgomery County, Maryland, and in Northern Virginia, over 30% of the transactions in August were cash deals. DC held steady, and throughout the summer, you can see that cash transactions have increased significantly, but the overall deal flow is down. So these builders, developers, investors, some of them are increasing their workload, but they're taking more of the share currently in the market. And when they're doing these projects, they're going to be new builds or complete gut jobs, pushing the envelope or the upper end of the price points in their neighborhoods when those products get on the market. But they are being picky too. I've had another client who was trying to sell a property on a very difficult lot, and builders have passed on that one because it's not 2021. They don't have a slew of buyers lined up with cheap money, with low interest rates, being able to just buy any lot. So builders are still being picky, even though they are doing more of the deal flow right now than they have in the past. All right, guys, so going to our key takeaways, I do not think the housing market in DC is doomed. I think it's a great opportunity to invest if you have the means and you can do so, especially if you're a long-term investor. If you're a short-term investor right now, it'd be kind of dicey for you. But if you have any questions about this market, about your specific situation, your move in or out of DC, feel free to contact me. My information is in the description box below. And until next time, I hope to see you around town.